Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Bluegrass Racing League for the Bluegrass Truck Series. And boy, I'm excited to be here tonight. Thank you for joining me on V-Speed, VSRN, V-Speed Racing Network, and also on your own channel, Bluegrass TV. We're glad to be here. I'm Eddie Smith, joined in the booth with Jonah Colbert. Jonah, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Pretty good, fella. How's it going?
Well, I'm doing great, and I'm excited because tonight we're at North Wilkesboro. We're in the trucks, a good combo. Lights. We've been able to get some daylight here at the track, and I think we're ready for some amazing racing here tonight. We've got a points battle starting to. There's a lot to talk about tonight. A big field, but points battle starting to heat up. Peyton Hubbard is on the top spot, and we've got some people down at the cutoff line right at number 16 who are trying to get in and need some good racing here tonight. Just a few races to go here before the playoffs start, and we knock them down to 16 drivers. But Jonah, North Wilkesboro, boy, it's such a cool thing to see this track back. And I think all three series are here this weekend. Tell us a little bit about North Wilkesboro.
Well, it's a 0.6 mile track, opened in 1947. Originally was dirt, and they eventually paved it, and it's been a staple in the NASCAR circuit all the way till 96, and they had their final race. It's unique. It's uphill, downhill, so on the front straightaway you'll be going downhill, and on the back you'll be going uphill. The turns are going to be a lot different, lots of bumps in 3 and 4, whereas turns 1 and 2 are kind of wide, and you kind of swing it in there. So it's going to be interesting to see the different strategies that play out here. You can kind of run up in the middle groove in 1 and 2, but you can't do it in 3 and 4. Not a whole lot of tire saving here. For some reason, it's just not very abrasive in iRacing like it is in real life. So we should see a lot of good, hard racing early on because they can get away with it. So I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's cool to think that it was reborn here on iRacing first before in real life, which is crazy. iRacing went in there. Dale Jr. with a couple weed eaters went in there and fixed it up and got it all scanned. Able to be scanned by iRacing. They went in and scanned it and went in here. And this is a faithful kind of recreation to the 1987 version. And then NASCAR went back in and got it back rolling for actual people to show up. But just about a minute left here, and let's talk to some drivers. I want to talk to a couple drivers, and I want to talk to one that is going to be fighting to try to get into the playoffs. Michael Robinson, you got Eddie and Jonah in the booth. You got a copy? Michael Robinson, this is Eddie and Jonah in the booth. You got a copy? Well, all right. Probably, doing a pre-race bathroom break. Who knows? But wanted to talk to him because he is he is currently in 17th in the points, just 2 points out. So looking to try to get into the playoffs tonight. Going to need a good race to get back into this thing. But you want to start up front. Track position is going to mean a whole lot, Jonah. You talked about tires not really wearing out here, so you want to get a good qualifying position, and qualifying just about over here as we're getting ready to get into the grid. But was hoping to talk to a couple drivers. I'm going to just grab one tonight and pull Cody Anderson up into the booth. Cody, this is Jonah and Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
Well, man, we're getting ready to grid up. You're outside of the playoffs currently at the moment, at least by my standings. What are you going to do tonight to try to get into this thing?
Try to not die.
Try to not die. Well, that's a good. And how are we going to do that? How are we going to not die here at North Wilkesboro? What's the strategy as far as how you're going to position the truck and get up through the field?
Honestly, it's just going to be hoping, stay on that high side and hope nobody loses it in front of me so I don't have to avoid any wrecks.
All right. Well,
Cup Series winner, Cody Anderson.
Well, all right. Thank you, Cody, for talking to us. I'm going to put you back in your channel as we are getting ready to start the grid as they are getting gridded up at the moment. So we'll go ahead and jump right in it. Starting on pole tonight, it's going to be Barrett Morton with a 18.682, just flying. Not really anybody able to match that. pretty dang good lap time. Peyton Hubbard, your points leader, going to start outside the front row. Starting in third is going to be Sean Kaiser and Jim Kaufman. Fifth, Alex Healy and Christopher McCullough. Starting in seventh, Eric Parks. Starting in eighth, Kenneth McCullough. Starting in ninth, Lucas Lyons. In 10th, Bobby Hall Jr. In 11th is... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jonah.
I was going to say 11th, Daniel Cunningham.
I used to do it by myself.
13th will be David Sheets. At 14th to Jeremiah Hobbs. 15th, Michael Robinson. 16th will be Michaela Steffs. Chad Ross will be 17th with David Brackett coming in 18th. 19th, you got Wes Wiggin. 20th, Joshua Clemens.
21st. I know, I'm going to jump in there. Jeremy Vaughn in 21st and Drew Prohl in 22nd. Brian Terry in 23rd. 24th is Ron Morris Jr. Starting in 25th is Cody Anderson, who we just talked to. Going to start deep in the field, trying to make it into the playoffs here with just a few races left to go. Thomas Hall going to start in 26th. 27th, Dakota Shepard and John Mollahan in 28th. 29th is Bentley McFarland, and Carlton Charles going to round out your top 30 and your field. Well, all right. Well, they are getting rolling here. Barrett Morton going to lead the field to the green flag, and lights are already out on the pace car. Excited to get this thing rolling, and going to be some good racing. Hopefully some green flag racing, but you never can tell at these short tracks. They always pose a threat as guys are really trying to fight for one lane usually, but getting ready to go green. Pace car going to pull off the track next time by, apparently. And we're going to get ready to go green. I'm excited. Jonah, what's the race analysis tonight? Let's look at it. Fixed setup. Everybody's going to be running the same setup. 150 laps here tonight. 4 sets of tires with a stage brake on lap 45. How is that stage brake going to play in to how these guys race here early?
It's gonna be pretty pivotal because a lot of times with these trucks, you tend to have to take fuel only on your first stop. But being that it's a short track, I imagine they'll be able to go the full 45 laps without taking fuel. So, not a whole lot of strategy here. You got 3 extra sets of tires plus the set they have on the truck. So I imagine you see guys just race their guts out all the way to the stage, and then from there we'll start seeing tire changes. So,
well, green flag is out. Here all in the Bluegrass Truck Series, glad to have y'all. I'm Eddie Smith, Jonah Colbert here on VSRN, and so far it's so good. Right now, Peyton Hubbard really making that top side work as they go down into 3 and 4, but Barrett Morton is still there as they come off to complete the first lap.
Yeah, we see Barrett down there ripping the low side. He likes to roll that bottom, and that's going to be real important in the center of 3 and 4. There's some bumps down there, and over time, I think Barrett's going to see a lot more success than the other guys if he continues to hug that curb.
Yeah, it's really cool to see that the top side does have a little bit of grip, and you can see there that momentum that Peyton Hubbard was able to use, able to get that run off the corner in that SWM, what looks to be a Ford. I don't want to get in trouble, but
it's a Yoder.
It's a Toyota. Sorry about that. Well, we're getting right into the action. Already caught up to some lap traffic here, as I believe that's John Mollahan that's about to go a lap down here early. So it looks like he started from pit lane and is going a lap down here early. But we got some battles going on throughout the track. We've got the 97 of Alex Healy and Kenneth McCullough there in 6th and 7th, battling side by side. Looks like the high side is starting to pick up from where you want to be. Everybody running sort of the top side of that groove, and the 97 really struggling here is now he is going to lose that position to the what looks to be the 03. Kenneth fighting hard, but man, Alex doing a great job on the bottom. It just seems like the bottom is just not working at the moment, so he's going to fall back in line, and here we are already single file here, Jonah, as they start to pull away and kind of gap themselves. Peyton Hubbard, Barrett Morton. No, caution's out. Caution out already. It looks like, Drew Prohl goes around.
Go back and take a look and see what happened here.
Yeah, we'll get a replay in just a second as we look back and try to see what happened. But not surprising. Short track, it's going to be tough, and especially here early on, guys are still trying to get this thing figured out. And so we'll go look here on the V-Speed replay and see what happened. In the middle of your screen, watching Drew Prohl here. going to get into the corner and just let that brake bias down just a little bit too much, and he goes around, and everybody does a fantastic job of missing him.
Yeah, it's a little tricky with these trucks going down into turn one because, like I said, you're going downhill and you're carrying a lot more momentum than you realize a lot of times. And as you ride on board with him, you see he's heavy on the brakes, and it's going downhill, and that back end just swings around, and then he overcorrects it up into the wall.
I mean, a pretty good size hit there on that right front, just the front in general. You know, the Iracing damage model has improved, but you see him down on pit road getting some repairs. Now, what's the fast repair? Do you know, do they have a fast repair or no?
So Bluegrass has no fast repairs in any of their series, so any damage he took, he's going to have to sit there and get fixed manually.
Yeah, you know, I love that. I love the idea of that because, you know, it sure is nice to kind of have that looming over your head. You think, am I going to take this, chance, maybe put my nose where it doesn't belong here early in the race? You know, knowing that you don't have a fast repair in that back pocket sure does make you think twice, and I think it improves the racing. And, you know, a lot of times we have big wrecks, guys go in and get fast repairs, and it kind of doesn't allow the field to sort of kind of thin out. If, you know, somebody's just having a bad night. And Jonah, you've had bad nights. We all have. You know, there's some nights you get in, you load up in the session, you've been working all day, you've been working 80 hours a day, and you come in, and it's just not working out. And sometimes you need help to get your butt out of the sim.
Yeah, and there's plenty of drivers that are willing to help you if you give them the chance. You know, you slow down a little bit too much early in the corner, and they're not afraid to give you a bump because, hey, this is a money league. You know, we're here racing for money. We're not here racing for bragging rights. There's a lot on the line each and every night, and, you know, not counting the season. So you give someone an opportunity, they'll for sure give you the old chrome horn.
Yeah, if you're watching on V-Speed Racing Network, I know Bluegrass TV is also live, and I'm sure the faithfuls are watching over there. But if you happen to be watching here on V-Speed Racing Network, this is a money league. These guys pay to race every week. They pay to buy a charter to run the series, and then they pay to run every race, and the winnings are paid out at the end. So, yeah, like you said, a lot on the line in these races. But that's also a good deterrent to get you to make sure you make it to the end. That's another pretty good deterrent when you're invested like that. It makes a big difference. But right now, Peyton Hubbard on the front row. He's able to hold on to that lead early. He's going to have the top side here as we get ready to go green. Pace car pulls off, and Peyton Hubbard with a great jump here as the field's going to be too wide behind him. As they go down into turn one, pretty clear for Peyton Hubbard, but now Sean Kaiser on the outside of the number 9 of Barrett Morton, and they're 2x2, 3-4 rows deep here in the top 10.
You got a couple of JC Motorsports teammates right here, second and third, battling for position. It's going to be interesting to see how well that top line continues to work. I know it's working early in the run, but, you know, traditionally in iRacing, and especially at short tracks like this, the top side tends to wear the tires out faster, and Barrett's more of a higher conservationist. You know, he's not real aggressive early in runs, so he's always there at the end, though, so it'll be interesting to see where he ends up at the end of this tire run.
Yeah, I mean, he started on the pole, but has dropped a couple spots so far. You know, I was talking to him before the race. Seemed pretty confident, just wanted to try to stay clean here and take care of his truck. But, yeah, I mean, doing a great job settling here in third. But right behind him, Kenneth McCullough is up 4 spots from restart. We got a lot of big movers, but up here in the top 5, Kenneth McCullough has made the most passes here early, only 15 laps into this 150-lap event, which is the WJM Motorsports 150. Want to make sure we shout them out. But, yeah, Kenneth McCullough doing a great job. Oh, my gosh, and the 41's in the wall. Jim Kaufman gets turned on the straightaway. We stay green. They're able to get it back rolling. A caution does come out then. I'm not really sure what the caution was for. I don't see anybody sitting on the track. So the 41 makes some contact. I can't really see who that was just yet, but we'll go back and look at it on the replay. But that's just that race, and he's stuck on the bottom trying to make something happen and not quite able to do it. We'll see if we can't get a look here on the 41. Let's go look at it on the V-Speed replay. On board with Jim Kaufman. Let's see what happened. He's just trying to get the run. You can see he's pushing the gas, and oh, the 04 was there, and they just make contact. That's Christopher McCullough. So Odd to see a caution come out from that. I didn't see anything else. Jonah, did you?
No, I didn't see anybody get around. I'm not sure. Maybe iRacing through that is kind of a precautionary thing. Sometimes we've seen trucks just get sideways and the caution comes out, but then you might have a 15-car pile up and it stays green. You never know. So one of those deals.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, you can at Darlington and other places, Pocono, you can wreck and have a 15-car pile up, and they just won't throw the caution. So.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it plays into tire strategy and how if anybody comes down pit road anytime soon. Like I said, I don't expect anybody to do it, but being a short track and having 3 extra sets of tires, hey, I feel like you kind of have 1 extra set to play with.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, it looks like we may have some contact. It looks like maybe the 76 of Ron Morris may have been the source of that caution. We'll go back and try to find it for you here and show it to you on picture-in-picture. We get ready to get this thing back rolling, but working on the cameras right now. Let's take a look at the VSRN picture-in-picture and on board with Ron Morris. And this is after the wreck happened, so most likely guys were just checking up, and it's hard to see. Right now, I mean, we're on top of the car, so they could see, but yeah, just Ron just at the last second wasn't able to see what was going on and just gets into the back of who I can't see who that was, 02 maybe, or the 76. No, Ron's the 76. I don't know who it was, but got in the back of somebody, maybe in the 10.
It looked like the 93, I think.
The 93, okay. Well, I mean, that happens.
Ron, man, it's just, yeah. Whenever, I mean, on a short track like this, it's everybody's jammed up. It's like a traffic jam, and all of a sudden everybody's stopping and you're going 100 miles an hour. You better have the best reaction time in the world or you're going to get wrecked. So.
Yeah, and it's just hard to see sometimes. You're staring at the back bumper of the guy trying to get a position on him, and then all of a sudden everybody checks up. By the time, if you're towards the back, that's the worst reaction you can have. So you've got to be on it, and when you're sitting down in the car in the cockpit, you just can't see. So it happens. I think it's happened to the best of us. People call it arc braking, but that's usually somebody who's running into the caution after a straightaway. That right there is just racing, and that's just a tough deal. But they should be able to come down and get some repairs. Ron Morris gets about 25 seconds in pit road, but the new damage model, he should be okay. Getting ready to go green, though, here on lap 21. Peyton Hubbard has gotten out front early, is going to command the race here on this restart. But looking to see if we can get some green flag action here and maybe, just maybe, see if anybody can get up there and fight with your points leader. Right now, you see the 9 of Barrett Morton looking down to the inside of Lucas Lyons. So more JC Motorsports teammates battling out up in the top 5.
Yeah, and you got the 03 of McCullough on the move. He thought about using the bumper there for a moment, but I think he decided against it being so early in the race. He's right up on Sean Kaiser's bumper. Kaiser doing a really good job of managing those bumps. If you watch him go down through 3 and 4, you'll see the trucks shake left and right. And it seems like the guys who have the truck turned down towards the apron when they hit those bumps seem to have the most success.
Yeah, and 3 and 4 is a particularly important corner because of this bump right here that you were talking about right there. But this straightaway is longer than it seems because you drive so deep down into turn 1 that you have to get a good run off of 3 and 4. If you don't, you're pretty much sacrificing so much time. So it is important that you're able to get on the gas. But if you get on the gas too soon, Jonah, what happens to these trucks if you get on the gas before that bump? What can happen if they try to get on the gas a little bit too early?
Well, it really just depends on which way the nose of the truck is pointing. If your truck is already tight entering the corner and you go over those bumps and you're slightly pointed toward the outside wall and you gas it up, you're gonna be cranking the wheel to the left really hard, and it's going to eat up your right front tires. We're seeing kind of what's happening to Kenneth here. He got a little tight there. He got on the gas a little too soon. The truck got tight on him, and he's just putting more pressure on that right front, whereas a lot of times what we're seeing Sean do, he's waiting till that truck's pointed down, and then he gets on the gas, and when he hits the bump, it actually helps the truck turn.
Yeah, I mean, this track's so hard to be consistent, I find. There's a lot of tracks you can really get into a groove and get that truck to do exactly what you want to every lap. But here it's just so difficult because of those bumps, man. That can really throw you off your rhythm, and you have to be prepared and ready to adjust whenever that happens. So this track doesn't allow you to really take a break or kind of let your subconscious drive. You got to be on it pretty much every lap. Now, talking about biggest movers, we talked a little bit about that already, but right now, a couple of biggest movers right now. One of them, Joshua Clemens, who is up 8 spots from where he started in 20th up to the 12th position. He is really scooting right now. And right in front of him is Daniel Cunningham. That's your second place in points. And then on top, up top in that 83, that's Chad Ross, another big mover who has made up 7 spots. And they seem to be working that top side really well as they're going to come up to a lap car here, and they'll have to go 3 wide. That's the 78, I believe, or the 76 of Ron Morris. And it looks like Daniel Cunningham sort of stuck on the bottom, which is a weird thing to hear me say. But he's already been passed a couple times on that outside.
Yeah, when you get stuck on the bottom at a track like Wilkesboro, it really comes down to how aggressive are you willing to be at this point in the race. You can definitely make it work, and you can definitely make passes, but you know, there's not a lot of wear on these tires. We've already had a couple of cautions. It's still only lap 30, 32. And Daniel's more of a conservative driver, so right now he's just kind of taking it easy. And if someone, you know, wants to stick their nose up there and pass him, I think he's gonna allow it.
Yeah. So Joshua Clemens already up 9 spots. He is definitely scooting. So he's got it figured out so far. You know, it's just weird. It's like here in Martinsville, you can run almost 100 laps. It feels like on these tires. And so I don't know. It's so hard to say these days exactly what the right move is, because I think, you know, you can almost be a little aggressive on these things and really push it. So we talked a little bit before the race, and people were saying that it was kind of loose on entry and then really tight in the middle. Is going to have contact between the 8 of Michael Robinson, and I believe that was the 113 of Daniel Worthington. Make contact there, and Michael Robinson gets the worst of it for sure.
And those guys are battling for a playoff spot. They're trying to get into the playoffs. They're right there on that cut line, so it's no surprise to see them running hard. They know every point counts from here on out. So.
Yeah, that's 100% right. Yeah, so they're right there on that bubble spot. So that's something we need to take and kind of I need to remind myself to pay attention to, because when they get together, fireworks could happen. We almost saw some right there. Man, that was a close call. Great save there by Michael, able to hang on to that truck.
We get closer here to the stage at lap 45. One thing I'm going to be looking out for is who's going to take the gamble for 2 tires. The tire model in the trucks has been updated several times over the past 12 months. And last season we saw the race winner at IRP take 2 tires and go on to win the race. So could we see some gamblers here try to improve their track position? I think if it was me, I would probably do it if I'm stuck back there in maybe 10th or 15th.
Oh, for sure, especially if I'm on a bubble, spot. Be able to gain some spots and get up there. I think those 2 tires probably work pretty well. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting. I can't wait to see how that, because whenever the tire strategy starts to, if you're Peyton Hubbard, you're coming down to get 4, right? I mean, there's no question about that. But if you're towards the back, why not try it? And that sure does change how the races are done. As you see Lucas Lyons sideways on entry there into turn 1, that you could see the side of his truck as he's going down to the corner. And I'll tell you what, let's see if we've got us a little foot cam here as we look and see what Lucas is doing.
He's got the red sock on to remind him it's the brake.
Yeah. Well, he used to have a blue sock on, but now it's a white sock. You can see a little bit different in the actual sim and then his pedals, but still cool to see, a cool angle to see somebody's pedals as they're currently fighting to hold on to this top 5 position. As right in front of them, there's a nice battle between Barrett. Barrett trying to work his way back up towards the front. And right now he is side by side, or trying to get side by side with Kenneth McCullough.
He's got 4 laps. He's going to make this pass before we get, 4 laps left till the stage break. He's going to have to make quick work of Kenneth McCullough here if he's going to earn those extra stage points for the playoffs. Those will be important.
Yeah, Peyton Hubbard's showing why he is the points leader. He's had a really good season, and right now just didn't take control of this race. That's one thing about iRacing. Even on tracks like this, dirty air is a tough thing, and making passes is hard. You know what's easy is out there not having to deal with dirty air and not really having to worry about somebody passing, just being out front, kind of checking out. And that's exactly what Hubbard's doing. So that 51 truck looking really, really good right now. But a stage, some tire strategy, that could change everything.
Yeah, we're coming down to the stage break now. I think they throw it at the end of lap 45. It's been a while since I've run a race, so looks like Hubbard's going to be the one to get it. He's got a sizable lead. Yep, and there's the stage right there.
Caution is out for Peyton Hubbard. He wins. That's your Stage 1 winner. Congratulations to him.
Did we have a spin? Was it the 76 I saw? I think we may have had a spin
Morris. Well, we'll go back and check that out and see. I didn't get a session event, but I did see some smoke. I don't know. It doesn't look like it was Ron Morris. I don't know who that was.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where all that smoke is coming from. There's definitely smoke on the backstretch. Hang on here.
Yeah, not quite sure.
Oh, it looks like it was Michael Robinson involved, along with maybe John Mullahan and Michaela Steffes. Take a look here.
Take a look at it. Good Lord, I don't know what's going on with everybody going all over the place. As we're trying to look for the wreck here, as some confusion on track is, I don't know if maybe the pace car caused some issues there, but the big shakeup, we got some people coming down pit road. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. People are coming down pit road now. I think there was an issue with the timing and scoring, as Peyton Hubbard is now going around. He's showing in third place. Oh, he's come out of pit road now. Okay.
Well, let me see if I can go back on my side and see if I can figure out what went on while you get your side sorted out.
Well, we've got some tire strategy. Sorry about that. Just like there was some confusion about what people were going to do there. But Lucas Lyons comes down pit road, and looks like he is our first two-tire driver that's going to try that and see how that works. But you know, we're going to see how well it works, because he was running in fifth, and he comes out with the lead with two tires, but unfortunately he's going to be really lonely as everyone else behind him took four. That's going to be tough. We'll see if he's able to hang on with those two tires. You know, we already talked about tires not being a huge deal, but we're about to find out now just how big a deal they are as everybody comes down and gets those four tires. Lucas probably hoping that there would be at least one person, two or three maybe, that would try that. But so far, everybody coming down to get four. The tough thing about taking two tires, Jonah, is that, you know, you lose a whole set doing that. So that's a tough thing. Hopefully one day we can choose to put on scuffs or something like that so we don't completely lose it. But getting ready to go green here. Let's see what Lucas can do on these two tires. Peyton Hubbard hungry to get that lead back. Green flag is out. Barney has it in hand. Lucas not able to get away on the restart. We're going to see right here what he can do. They make contact, and Peyton Hubbard goes around right in front of the field. The 24 make contact, and caution is out. Going for the lead, and your points leader, Peyton Hubbard, goes around, and caution is out, and he's going all the way back as he makes contact with Lucas Lyons into turn one there. And, boy, that changes a lot.
Yeah, and that's a tough break for Sean Kaiser. He went low thinking that Peyton was going to slide up the track, and Peyton ended up sliding back down right in front of him to go back and take a look and see what happened.
Yeah, good restart. They're going to go down into turn number one, and just racing deal there. I mean, you know, Lucas and Peyton both going for the same real estate in the middle of the track there, and then make a little bit of contact, and unfortunately Peyton, the one that gets the worst end of it.
Yeah, like you said, they were both going for the same real estate. Peyton was down pretty low on the track, but, I mean, I don't really see anything wrong with the way Lucas entered the corner. It's such a wide corner, and there's no marked apron, so you can't actually see where the apron is. You just kind of have to feel it based on the banking, and they were both there. I mean, it's just a racing incident, like you said.
Yeah, trying to find the 24 here. You're going to see him just kind of have nowhere to go. We'll back it up just one more time and watch from Sean Kaiser's point of view here on the V-Speed replay as we're under caution yet again. Going down the corner. Contact is made. Just not sure. It looked like Peyton was going to go up the track, like you said, and just came right down. So. Well, all right. Well, I mean, Peyton was able to get his position back, interesting enough. No, it shows he's in 20th. Oh, he's behind the pace car. Okay. Sorry about that.
So he's going to have to get a wave around, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was confused. I was like, oh, he got that position back. That's weird. But no, he is in 20th position, last car on the lead lap. So he is, like you said, going to get the wave around and get back on the lead lap. But that's going to put him behind the 8 ball, but gives Lucas Lyons sort of control of the race. We didn't get to see exactly how Two Tires was going to fare, but we'll see.
Well, I guarantee we're about to find out, and I'll tell you who's watching right now to see how those Two Tires fare is Peyton Hubbard. Because since he's gonna have to go all the way through the field, he's gonna be taking a mental note of, hey, how well does Lucas hold up on those 2 tires? Because he may have to try that later in the race to try and get some track position back.
Yeah, and if you've got enough speed like Hubbard does, you can kind of take advantage of 2 tires versus some other guys who may not be as fast. He's shown to have some of the best speed here tonight, so he can jump some drivers and then have the speed to be able to make 2 tires work. But he's going to get the wave around. He's running in 20th right now, going to get caught up to the field, and he'll have a shot to drive his way through the field.
All right, coming down to the green flag, Lucas Lyons going to lead him on the top side to come down into the restart zone. Green flag is out.
Green flag is out. Barrett Morton going to try to hang on to that inside. Not quite able to do it. As we watch, you got Peyton Hubbard, his onboard cam here to see if he's able to drive through the field, give you a couple different angles to look at as we continue to watch this battle for the lead. See if Barrett Morton get up there and challenge his teammate and see how well those 2 tires are going to hold up. I'm extremely interested in how that's going to play out.
Having raced with Barrett for quite a while now, I can tell you he's willing to be patient, willing to be conservative and let his teammate lead this race. But if that 73 or that 03 truck gets up on his bumper, he's gonna put the foot down and he'll move Lucas if he has to, and there Lucas gets loose.
Lucas moves himself and goes back to second. As we'll see if we won't worry about it. We saw him get loose, so we saw it on the camera. But just gets a little bit loose off the corner. I think that's maybe a product of having those 2 tires and maybe trying to overcompensate, Jonah.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. His truck's getting tight on him, and as we've heard, it can get loose off the corner if you put too much power down. It's loose on entry. He's struggling in ill-handling truck right now, and he's just overdriving a little bit. If he settles in, I think he'll be fine.
Peyton Hubbard not making up as many spots as I thought. He's up to 19th now, but he's got a ways to go. You see on the picture, not able to make up a ton of spots. May have some damage to that truck, but going to go back here and watch some of these battles we got going on. This is... we're watching David Sheets right now, but we're watching a ton of trucks. That 06 trying to battle here. You got John Mollahan in the 02 right above him, and then right in front, Bobby Hall Jr. looking to the inside, maybe trying to make a move here on Christopher McCullough. But talking about movers, we've been talking about them all race. Chad Ross up 10 spots where he started, and Joshua Clemens continues his move through the field up 11 inside the top 10 at this point. So Joshua Clemens really moving, but we got some really good racing back here.
Yeah, this track puts on really good side-by-side racing as we see the 02 go around and saves it and comes back up the track.
No.
Now they're just wrecking all behind him. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Still no caution. There it is.
Caution is out.
Caution is out. Okay.
Yeah, just a parking lot there is the oh, man, just a bummer. The 02 racing hard there. That bottom just gets tough, especially as you get more on the tires. And we saw the 02 just get in there, get a little hot, get sideways, and almost saved it. I mean, he had a great save, and then overcorrects back up into the field. As we'll go check out the replay.
It looked just like what we saw a while ago between Peyton and Lucas.
Yeah, you can see there just a.
And Peyton was able to squeeze right through that as well. It's a good job on him for avoiding that crash.
The 02 fighting with the 34 there, and he does a little crossover, or 94, excuse me, and just gets in a little bit too hot. And you see that wheel cranked all the way over, and boom, boom, it's like pinball. And there you see Peyton Hubbard able to get through there. Yeah, let's go. Go check out from his point of view if I can find it. See the crossover getting ready to happen. Getting sideways and boom, and you see everything just, what a great drive by Peyton. Well, all right, well, man, we are 65 laps into this thing. Not quite halfway, but this race is moving pretty quickly, Jonah. What are we seeing so far? Who is kind of, catching your eye? And we haven't really had a long green flag run. We've caught a bunch of cautions, but we're having sort of like 10, 15 lap stints between every caution. It's hard to get something done, so it's impressive to see some guys making moves. Right now, I'm looking down the list. John Mollahan is up 14 spots from where he started. So, I don't know who is kind of looking out, or you're kind of looking at and is kind of impressing you so far.
Well, I may be biased, but Barrett Morton right now is right there alongside of Peyton as far as being the class of the field. Those two guys have shown the speed all night, both in practice, qualifying, and now in the race. Having clean air and knowing the guy behind him only has 2 fresh tires, if we get a long green flag run, it's going to be hard to catch up and beat him. Kenneth McCullough, he's another fast guy. He's always seems to be there at the end. I think he only has 1 win on the season, but he's been up front a lot, and he's real aggressive in a good way. So, you kind of have to be aggressive at these short tracks to make passes because it can be hard to pass. So my money's on him. And then the guy that hates this track more than anyone, Daniel Cunningham, sitting back there in 8th. I don't know what it is, but he always finds himself up front. He's second in points. He's switched back and forth between Peyton Hubbard and leading the points, so he may be there at the end.
Well, I think those are pretty good picks, but getting ready to go green here. Man, I'm excited to see how this is going to play out. Like you said, Barrett Morton doesn't have a win on the season. He's looking to get that first win. This may be a great opportunity for him as green flag is out here on lap 67 of 150. He gets a good jump, able to get out in front of him. Now, right now, honestly, his teammate on those 2 tires may be his best friend, as Lucas can make his truck really, really hard to pass and give Barrett that clean track that he needs. But talking a little bit about some guys, you talked about Kenneth McCullough. He is right there on the brink of falling outside the top 16. Just a few points separate him in 16th place. He's tied for 14th, just 2 points ahead of Daniel Worthington and 3 points ahead of Michael Robinson. So he's got to be careful. He's up there. He's doing a great job, but he can't be risky at all. He's got to get up there and get some points, but currently running in 4th.
Now, I believe that these guys are locked in with the win, so I'll have to go check the standings here, but I believe that Kenneth McCullough has a win on the season.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he does have 1 win. So he's sitting in 14th in points, but he's got a win. So he's locked into the playoffs. A couple of other notable names that have wins. Daniel Cunningham and Chad Ross both have a win. Sean Kaiser. And those are the guys currently locked in.
Well, there you have it. Well, that just that leaves Barrett Morton up there in the lead, looking to get that win and make sure that he's locked in. He's in 5th in points, so I would say he's probably pretty safe. But why not go ahead and get that win, and then you don't have to worry about it?
Yeah, it takes all the stress off of you. When I ran last season, I won the first race of the season, so I ran the whole season stress-free. It didn't matter if I wrecked or won. It was just, whatever. I'm in the playoffs. I'm good to go. So it's nice having that weight lifted off of your shoulders. You can go out there and race and have fun and not have to worry about it. But if you're sitting there with 0 wins, you're thinking about it. You just think about it more and more each week, and it builds up and it builds up, and it can be kind of frustrating. So we'll see how Barrett handles it.
Yeah, for sure. The 06 of David Sheets gets into the wall there, and it was almost calamity back here. As you see, Peyton Hubbard there in that 13th position. He is working his way back up through the field, and you can see how tight the racing is back here. It is tough. You don't have a lot of room to work with, and a driver gets in the wall like that, it really shakes everybody up. So you got to be careful. The 28 trying to fight hard. Joshua Clemens, Peyton Hubbard getting down to the inside. He is trying to get back up to the front, and I think he's got the speed to do it, Jonah.
Yeah, if anybody's going to go through the field, it's going to be him. He has the right level of aggression. As you see him getting sideways, he's using up every bit of that tire. But he's the guy that has the right amount of aggression and the right amount of conservative. He can conserve the tires if he needs to. But with that damage on the truck, I'm really wondering if that's affecting his power at all. Is he down on power? Is he having to do this with cautions out?
Yeah, caution's out here. Not really sure what transpired.
See a little smoke there going into turn one. I'm not sure if.
Trying to find where it came from.
I'm not seeing it on mine either.
I don't know if Jason. It looks like I don't know.
Jason threw the caution flag. Let me see.
Well,
Let me go.
I think that might have been for the stage.
Well, we only have a single stage break.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying I think that was the one.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like the 42 had a self spin. That's Cody Anderson.
Okay.
We'll go back and see as we're watching pit stops right now. Sorry about that. Sometimes on these ovals, the event viewer here in ATVO just doesn't show what's going on, but we'll check out the pit stops, and we're going to check out the replay here and see what happened to Cody Anderson. Good information from race control. That does help out a ton when they help us find it because, like I said, it doesn't always pop up. Let's go check out and see what happened to the 42. Just gets a little bit low off the corner and just gasses it up. She comes around, and that brings out the caution. Just a solo spin. Nobody else involved. That's the way we like it, but he's already down 2 laps. We talked to him at the beginning of the race, trying to stay clean. Just been a tough night so far for the 42 machine.
Just a little bit of pit update. Peyton Hubbard came down pit road and took 2 tires, so I think he saw how well it was working for Lucas, and like we said earlier, why not try it?
Yeah. Kenneth McCullough. They also the McCullough brothers, I guess. Kenneth McCullough and Christopher McCullough. They came down, gave up the top 5 positions to take 2 tires as well. Bobby Hall Jr. looks like he took 2 tires. Now we've got Barrett Morton, Lucas Lyon, Alex Healy, Eric Parks, Jim Kaufman, David Brackett, and Joshua Clemens. Your top 7, they did not come down pit road. Bobby Hall actually came down about 15 laps ago. The front 7 been out for 34 laps. And Bobby Hall Jr. and Jeremiah Hobbs in 8th and 9th, they stayed out as well. So 10th place is where your tires are, but just 2 tires. And your first 4 tires looks like it was Chad Ross back in 15th position. So we're going to have a whole slew of different strategies there, Jonah.
Yeah, that's one thing I do love about short track racing is just you get all sorts of varying strategies when it comes to tires. You think, man, can I make it the final 50 laps on a set of tires? And you usually think, yeah, I can. I can be competitive. So you got people deciding, hey, when am I going to undercut? When am I going to pit? I'm going to pit this caution, but then what if it goes green the rest of the way? Or what if we get a caution in 30 more laps? When do you pit? When do you take 2 tires? It's just everybody's doing something different. So you never know, where you're going to come out in that battle. And it makes it really interesting, makes it really fun. I hope to see some of these guys on fresh tires moving through the field, make some good racing.
Yeah, 100%. Pace car going to pull off, go green. A little over halfway now. Barrett Morton in control of the race with Lucas Lyons there on the inside as they go down into turn 1. And Barrett Morton able to get around for that position and take over the lead as we've got just a cluster, back here from 7th on back to 28 of Joshua Clemens on the inside of the 38 of David Brackett. As they are trying to battle this out, and this is for 7th position.
Yeah, right around the 10th position. They are 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back. It's just a parking lot right now, a traffic jam, and Peyton Hubbard's right in the middle of it. They're accordion back and forth back there. It's hard to fight your way through the field even if you're faster, because if the guy in front of you is not going, all you can do is just sit there and wait. Or, if it gets late in the race, you can send it 3 wide and take a chance.
Yeah, man, that bottom line, I'm just seeing it just die. It just depends on whose hands it's in because I'm watching the 28. Man, he is just struggling. I mean, he's out there on the oldest tire, so he is sort of the last guard for the guys that have been out for 39 laps. So that's why he is under so much fire here. He's definitely not slow, one of the biggest movers of the race. But you can see 40 laps does make a difference on these tires. And on the bottom, boy, he is struggling. Now he's able to jump up to the top side to the dismay of Jeremiah Hobbs, who had a big run there. Going to give him a little shove, but we see Peyton Hubbard there on the inside. We'll see if the 28 can make the top side work, but look at the 51, the run he gets through the middle. Those tires doing a great job as the 28 gets really close to that wall.
Yeah, that's where you see the fresh tires pay off the most, is right there in the center of the corner. You can see Peyton's is able to roll the center a lot better than the 28. I know the 28 has the preferred line there up top, but Peyton's got those fresh tires. Probably got a little extra downforce that damaged his front end, so he's moving right now. I expect to see him up front in no time.
Yeah, he jumps up to the top side. I've been watching Jeremiah Hobbs ever since the 28 gets up in front of him. He's been wearing his bumper out, telling him, hey, dude, you jumped up in front of me, now go on. And he is trying to give him some encouragement, I like to say. As you see Daniel Cunningham and Jeremiah just frustrated here at the moment because he is losing just as many spots as Clemens is. Oh, and they make contact, the 06 of David Sheets. Oh, they're still making contact. And he goes around. My goodness, camera work's horrible. But David Sheets almost had it saved, and caution comes out as he goes around yet again.
I really thought he had a save there for a minute. I think he got a little extra help from Cunningham as Cunningham drove by, and that's what sent him around for good.
Yeah,
I didn't see what caused that initial contact. I have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, we'll go back and check it real quick, and we'll go pretty far back, but we'll give you the replay here as we watch. You see the 06 there in that top line, a little accordion here. And you see Peyton Hubbard there in that 51, putting pressure on these guys that may be causing them to drive a little bit faster, knowing that he is right on their back bumper. Go down the corner, a little bit of contact right from. Oh, yeah, just sees that contact, and I think it spooked him a little bit, and he got a little bit too hard on the brakes, makes some contact with the 02 and the 2. He got both 2s there off the corner and sitting backwards on the track.
Unfortunately, I don't think he got a lot of damage from that. I think it's mostly cosmetic. But there again, talk about going down into turn one, you're going downhill, and the corner just kind of sneaks up on you. Okay, I think Jimmy Vaughn may have got the worst of that. He smacked him pretty hard.
Oh, just so frustrating when that happens. And you think, oh, he's going to be down at the bottom. We're going to clear him. As you can see, just already loose. It makes contact, and you think, okay, I'm going to go around these guys up here, and then all of a sudden he's loose again. You think, okay, I got it, and then he makes contact there. And
just nowhere to go. Yeah.
I mean, there's absolutely nothing you can do other than come to a complete stop, and you can't tell racers to come to a complete stop.
Well, especially not when it looked like he had it saved. If he comes to a complete stop, the guy saves it, and all of a sudden you're sitting back in 28th place wondering where all your positions went.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, nothing Jeremy could have done there. He did everything right up until the last second. So just the way it goes sometimes. We got pit stops. Right. Look, all your leaders have come down pit road. Barrett Morton, Lucas Lyons.
Yeah, missed
come
pit
down
stops.
And get some fresh set of tires. I have to wonder though, when did the McCullough brothers pit?
McCullough brothers pitted 15 laps ago with just 2 tires. So honestly, at this point, if I'm Lucas Lyons, and when those guys just came in, I think that's it. I think that's it for pitting. We've got a little over 50 laps to go, and they've got all the momentum now that they can work, go forward. And, those guys that took 2 tires, I think they're probably, thinking that they might come down again. Who knows? But I think it was a good call to come down, take that last set of 4 tires. Daniel Cunningham in 3rd place. I believe he's got 4 tires, and he's only been out on the track for 16 laps. So he may be in good shape as well, along with Peyton Hubbard on those 2. But I think that was a good call by Lucas to come down. He was already out on 2 tires, and now get 4 tires, come up through the field. I think he's ready to go now. But Kenneth McCullough, the McCullough brothers, going to be up front. Green flag is out. Closing in on 50 laps to go. And, man, look at Christopher in the 0-4. Gets a great jump there. And Kenneth is in a hornet's nest. And look at Peyton Hubbard already back up here to the front. Daniel Cunningham really with nowhere to go on that outside. But that outside has been really strong. We'll see what Peyton can do here. Try to make that bottom side work and try to clear this 03 machine, but it is tough sailing on the bottom. We've already seen a couple wrecks that have come out of trying to make the bottom work and just not having enough real estate off the corner. Let's see what Peyton can do. So far has looked pretty good here. Not going to be able to clear him here, but we'll see if he can do it down in the next couple turns.
He gets a run down into one, drifts
Ooh.
way up the track and gets into the side of Kenneth there. He's going to drive it hard off the corner. I think that actually benefited Peyton. Driving it up that far kind of gave him a chance of dime in the corner as he comes down in 3 and 4. He's managing the bumps really, really well, and he's going to clear Kenneth going down the front stretch.
Well, there you have it. Peyton Hubbard now up to the second position. The 03 going to get back to his bumper, give him a little shot and say thanks for the good racing as they go down into the corner. Now Peyton Hubbard is going to set his sights on the leader and try to take back that lead. A fantastic drive by Peyton.
Lucas Lyons already up to 7th place after that restart with those fresh tires. He's on the move.
Yeah, I love that call. I think that could be a race-winning call. Peyton looks pretty strong, but caution is out. It looks like Dakota Shepard and Drew Prohl sitting on the track. The 101 and the 80 make contact, and that brings out the caution. Take a look at the replay and see what happened as those two drivers were sitting there on the straightaway. Like a little bit of contact. We'll go look here on the replay real quick. Watching on board with Dakota Shepard. Just see it's just sort of a nowhere to go for these drivers. Oh, just a little bit of contact with the 42. And
yeah, it just wasn't quite clear. Maybe just a tad bit of net code. I don't know. That's kind of a tough one.
Yeah, they're racing hard back here. Dakota trying to make up some spots here in the. Yeah, even it gets a little bit loose. Yeah, and so that I think the 42 was expecting him to come up the track, be up towards the wall, and I think when he got loose, he just wasn't able to do that. We'll watch it one more time, and then we'll get back to the action. But you're going to see the 101 get a little bit loose, and now he's just a little bit lower, and I think the 42, was expecting him to come up. Well, they're going to come down pit road, but right now Christopher McCullough going to be out front, but Peyton Hubbard now is going to get sort of a reset, and I think that's good for him. Going to allow him to be on the front row for this restart, and we're getting down into, it's crunch time. We're about to cash some checks up here up front, and I think the intensity is going to continue to pick up. I don't think we're going to see much green flag racing from here on out, Jonah.
No, you're getting down to the nitty gritty. It's go time. Everybody's getting a little bit, anxious. They want to get up there to the front. They want to make moves. The guy in front of them's too slow. The guy behind them's too fast, and they can't get the dang truck to go straight. Everybody's pushing, and they're going to be washing up into each other. They're going to be spinning tires off the corner. It's going to be a mess from here on out, but it should be fun. I think Lucas might be the truck to beat. He looked the fastest there on that last little run that we had. Hubbard, if he gets the lead, he may not relinquish it. He may just take off and leave everybody in his dust. We'll see. But don't count out Christopher McCullough. He's shown a little speed here late. He gets cautions to fall his way. He could end up winning this thing. So.
Yeah, it's the tire difference that's going to be interesting. I think Peyton has definitely shown him to be the fastest on equal footing, but he's not on equal footing right now. He's on 26-lap old right sides and even older left sides. So he's got 4 tires behind him, and we can see that while tires don't matter that much, they matter enough that you can't just sit idle and not take any tires. So the strategy that Lucas employed there may really work out in his favor, but we'll see. Green flag is out here for Christopher McCullough. He's still got the lead. Gets a great jump there, able to get the lead going down into turn 1. And Chad Ross all over the back bumper of the 51. He's going to go down to the inside, try to make a move here on Peyton. I think that top side's going to win out. But making a move, not playing around, wanting to see if he can get up there and make some noise. Chad Ross up 14 spots. He's a big, big mover here tonight.
Yeah, he's really making that low side work. He's made the high side work. It seems wherever he puts the truck, it's been working for him as he spins the tires a little bit there off the 2. Allows Kenneth to get up next to him. got a good-looking truck too. I do like it. As you see, he's struggling off the corners though. I think that's going to be detrimental to him. I just think that right front's worn out.
Yeah, I mean, when a car is on the outside of you, you just have to push the throttle just a little bit more than you want to get it to rotate off the corner and not, push out to the wall. And that just makes it so tough. It makes it so easy for those tires to break loose. But watching as Lucas Lyon kind of stuck here, not able to get around.
Oh, we got a car going around. The 113, I think, of Daniel Worthington went around there and turned
Bobby
two.
Hall Jr. as well, sitting backwards. Man, oh man, it looks like...
Oh, it looks like you got some help too.
Yeah, it looks like Daniel Worthington may have gotten a little bit loose. We'll go check it out here on the replay. And then when he got loose, got some help. No, didn't get loose. Oh, the 97 just drives it deep into the corner and gets a little bit of that. And that's Alex Healy.
Toyota may have to issue a recall on their front brakes after this race. We've seen a few of the Toyotas getting tight going into one and washing up the track.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely not intentional, but
no.
Yeah, what that looked like is he got in the corner really, really hard and realized, oh crap, I'm not going to make the middle, and just washed up the track, and that's what happened. So,
and I know it wasn't intentional because I believe those guys are teammates. Bobby Hall and not Worthington, but Bobby Hall and Alex Healy. Those two guys are good racers. I believe they're teammates. Raced them last season. It happens sometimes. You get into the moment. You're coming down towards the end of the race. You're saying, I got to make some moves. I'm going to drive a little harder. And you go down in there after a few heat cycles on your tires. You go down into one carrying all that speed. You're thinking, man, I got this position. You get hard on the brakes, and then all of a sudden, the truck's not stopping like it was earlier in the run. It's not stopping like it was earlier in the race. And you wash up the track, and you get into somebody, and that's all she wrote.
Well, we'll give you a rundown of your top 15. Christopher McCullough out front. Peyton Hubbard in second. Kenneth McCullough in third. Chad Ross in fourth. John Mollahan in fifth with 23 spots he has gained since the start of this race. Just an impressive drive by him. Lucas Lyon in sixth place. Daniel Cunningham in seventh. Eric Parks in eighth. Joshua Clemens in ninth. Jim Kaufman in 10th. Barrett Morton kind of struggling here towards the end. Had a commanding lead, went down and got those four tires. He hasn't been able to do the same thing that Lucas has, but he's back in 11th. David Brackett in 12th. Wes Wiggin in 13th. Michael Robertson in 14th, and David Sheets after that spin recovering to a 15th position.
Yeah, I mean, Michael was a lap or two down earlier in the race, so he's recovered really well. So it's good to see him get back up there. And now, I mean, he's ahead of Daniel Worthington. At one point, we had Daniel Worthington in the top 7, and Michael was back in like 28th or 30th position, and now they've completely flip-flopped. I mean, it just shows you how fast things can switch here at the short track, especially with racing for playoff spots. So
yeah, I mean, big deal here. Let's get ready to go green. Alex Healy with the EO well. He'll go to the back after that contact. It's a bad time to get an EOL. Just a few laps to go. It's going to be a lot of caution. It's going to be tough to make those spots up. I think if you're not up here in the top 3 or 4 rows, I think you're in trouble. But up front, Christopher McCullough is going to lead us down to the green flag. Going to get a great jump. Peyton Hubbard going to try to stay to that left rear quarter panel, but Christopher McCullough able to clear him down into the corner. That is exactly what he needs to do. As, man, I tell you what, the battle back here, though, Lucas Lyon all over the back bumper of the 83 machine. Going to jump up to the outside. The 83 might have to check up here. Thought Lucas was going to be able to get a better run off the corner. But, man, Chad Ross in that 83 machine, that Jeans machine, is doing a fantastic job there on the inside, on the inside, excuse me.
Yeah, and on that restart, I saw several trucks spin their tires, including Peyton Hubbard and Ross, and it really kind of checked the whole field up and shook everything up. So Lucas was the beneficiary of that because he's up in the 4th place and looking to take over 3rd from Ross. He's got the freshest tires, but, can he get a long green flag run? Can he make the right moves here to get himself up into the lead? That's going to be the big question.
Yeah, and at some point the tires are going to equalize. So we got a battle for the lead, though. Peyton Hubbard was looking down to the inside. But, yeah, those tires are going to equalize at some point. So, he's gotten the good out of him. Now he's got to take that little small amount that he's better and try to make something happen here. He's going to look down the inside of the 83, makes a dive into the corner. A little bit of a late dive, but he has made it nonetheless, and he is there, and they almost make contact. Oh, I think Chad gets into the wall just a little bit, but they stay racing side by side for second place. And Luke is going to have to give up that lead, or is that position just for now. Not quite able to make that bottom side work.
Yeah, you love to see that type of racing. I like it when you're able to get in and kind of touch someone like that, and it doesn't just completely kill both trucks. And I love it, and I want to see more of it.
Yeah, that's one thing about iRacing. It's been the tough part. You see Peyton Hubbard gets a nice run. He is really wrapping that middle, but you just see the run that the top side get. I mean, this is going to take him the rest of caution is out.
Looks like Dakota Shepard.
Yeah, Dakota Shepard has gone around.
And I believe he got some help too.
Dakota Shepard goes around, brings out the caution. We'll go and check out and see what happened. Oh man, just a cluster. We'll see real quick on the V-Speed replay. You'll see he's got trucks all over. We got one to the outside. The 10 was out there. I thought he cleared him, and the 10 just didn't appreciate that. And that's Jeremiah Hobbs goes in there and says, "Hey, I didn't like that," and gives him a little shove.
I used to telling him how much he loved the side-by-side racing. That's all.
Yeah, you're gonna see right here one more time. The 10 gonna cut him off. The 101 does, and so the 10 says, "You know what? I've had enough." And sends a 101 around.
And the big loser in that was Sean Kaiser again. It seems like every single time there's been an incident, it's been right in front of him. He had nowhere to go, and he took even more damage to that front end. I'm sure his engine is pretty much about done at this point. Looks like his radiator's caved in.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that here on the picture-in-picture and give you an idea of exactly what happened to him. It's right in front of him. This track is just not wide enough for Sean Kaiser.
No, it's not. We did have a couple of takers on pit road. Let me see if I can go find out.
Looks like Daniel Cunningham and David Brackett both came down and got 4 tires. Interesting call. They come out in 20th. What do you think about that call, Jonah?
This late in the race, I mean, even if we had 25 green flag laps to end the race, I don't think it's going to be enough to really do much because there's so many trucks you got to pass. It seems to be a high line track right now, as opposed to being on the bottom. It's going to be hard to get up there and make passes on people, and it's going to be a traffic jam. So, not a fan of that call, but I guess if you've got a win in the back pocket like Daniel does, you figure, hey, what the heck? Might as well, roll the dice and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, your strategy at this point with the way this is looking, I mean, you've got to get 4 or 5 cars every caution because it looks like we're going to sort of trend that way. So you want to try to get as many spots as you can every restart because you have such a huge tire advantage. I mean, the leaders are on 46-lap old tires, and the top 2 are on 46-lap old 2 tires.
Yeah. I will say this, if that's the call you're going to make, you got to go with the 4 tires, and you better be willing to send it 3 wide every single corner and get as many spots as you can. You can't sit back there and ride behind people that are 2 by 2 by 2, for 20 laps before you start making a pass on someone. You're going to have to get up and go and be comfortable, sending it 3 wide on someone down in a turn 3, whatever it takes. So,
yeah, I mean, that's an aggressive pit call. I mean, they make contact there on this restart as we watch. Christopher McCullough, Peyton Hubbard, got Daniel Cunningham back in 20th with those 4 tires. We got him on the picture-in-picture so we can see how he fares.
Very bad restart there for the 51. Ross got into the back of him, and that really hands over second spot to Lucas Lyons, who has the freshest tires as they're coming down into turn 3. This is going to be an exciting finish.
Yeah, no doubt. You see they're fanning out. 51 trying to recover, and Lucas actually looking down to the inside, maybe trying to poke his nose in there and see if he can make something happen. He's got to do it quick, though. If that 51 gets back to him, they could be battling side by side for lap after lap, and you're going to see that 04 just pull away. But you see Lucas, look how aggressive he is being there on the inside. He's trying to get a run off the corner, cutting that exit off. As we're watching Daniel Cunningham just, with, like you said, down on the picture-in-picture, just stuck, nowhere to go. He's got all the tire advantage, just can't go anywhere.
Yeah, his only hope right now is to send it 3 wide, and Lucas up front is going to have to make a move pretty soon because he's got Peyton Hubbard breathing down his neck all over his rear bumper. But as Peyton gets loose there off turn 4, Lucas is really going to have to set up a pass here on that 04 truck. The 04 truck's starting to pull away, even though Lucas has a tire advantage.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to go down right down to the wire. Just all kinds of different tire strategies. I think Lucas has got to be feeling pretty confident. Just see him get a little bit loose. You can tell he is driving the wheels off that thing. As Daniel has been able to get up to the high line, but he is trying to make some moves, just not able to make those tires work just yet. But we got a 3-way battle for the lead. Who can figure this place out? Christopher McCullough with a great strategy call, getting out front. Is anybody going to be able to do anything with him, or is that clean air going to be too important? We're going to find out here. Lucas has been known to be able to kind of, if he needs to be aggressive, he can definitely reach down and pull those belts tight and make it happen. But we can see if he can do this for a win.
Yeah, Lucas has the fresher tires, but he's going to use the bumper in the bump and run. He's going to get a run on the low side over Christopher. Christopher's going to come down and door him, so he didn't like it. Now we're side by side going down the backstretch.
Make contact for the lead, and I see some cars having some issues, but no caution, so we're going to stay here as Lucas Lyons going to take over the lead, and now here comes the 04. He's going to give it to him. He said, hey, I appreciate that. Let me show you what it looks like. And he goes down and gives him a bump, but Lucas Lyon able to hang on to it. We got trucks that are wrecking, but, oh, man, Lucas better get gone because I don't think the 04 appreciated that one bit. And if he can get to him, he's gonna send him for sure. He is trying the best he can to get to the back bumper, and there it is. But it actually hurt him a whole lot more, so Lucas is going to try.
He's got Peyton down on his bumper, and Peyton's going to sit it in. He's going to spin and get sideways going down into turn 3. Caution's out. Oh, what a race.
Peyton Hubbard going to go around as he tried to make a little contact there. Oh, man.
Eddie, what are your thoughts on using the bumper there? I think it's clean. I don't understand, why Chris is so upset. I feel like, and I'm biased. This is one of my drivers here up front, but I think if you give someone the bumper that's slower than you and it moves them, they don't wreck, I think it's fair game.
Yeah, looking at the replay, the contact just wasn't there. So Peyton Hubbard honestly did a great job there. He could have made contact with the 04, elects to try to keep it off of him. He got in there a little hot and actually avoids contact, so they don't make any contact at all. So it's a great work by Peyton Hubbard to not cause an accident and just kind of spun himself out. But yeah, no, I agree, man. I think when done correctly, I think using the bumper is the whole reason why we have bumpers. That's the whole point.
Absolutely, this isn't open wheel racing.
Yeah, I mean, if we didn't want them to make contact, we'd make the cars weigh about 1,500 pounds, put some wings on it, and have the wheels sticking out. But we got bumpers on them, and so when a track is hard to pass like that, I think you got to try to use the bumper. Now, here's the problem with the bumper: is once you use it on a fella, that is the green light. That's the green light to say, all right, it's my turn now. And now Lucas Lyons, under this caution flag, he's going to have Christopher McCullough right next to him no matter what lane he chooses. So now he's opened the door. That's the only problem with using the bumper. You want to use it when knowing that the guy can't get you back. That's the whole point. And I think you wait and use it on the last lap, give him the bumper so he can't get back to you. But now Lucas is in a position where Christopher has got that big old grin across his face. If he was Dale Sr., you could just see him sitting there, just eyes red and got a big old smile on his face because he's like, you ain't going to make it to the end of this thing. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I think you got to wait a little bit longer. But if Lucas can get a good start, maybe the 04 spins his tires, he can get away from him. I think Lucas is going to be faster. He's just going to have to get a pretty dang good start.
Yeah, and if you're Kenneth, you got to be careful because we've seen several trucks, including Peyton, that have gotten in a little too hot and made contact with the truck in front of them, actually spun themselves out. So, you know, if you're Chris here, or in that 04, you don't want to get in so hot that you actually take yourself out of the race, out of contention for this thing, because you still got a shot. Because, you know, we've seen Lucas get loose off the corner a couple times. You know, if you just stay there, you stay on his bumper, hang with him, and if someone in front of you makes a mistake, well, then you pounce and you take the win.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. You don't want to get too road rage where you can't see straight and you do something silly. So I think that's a great point by you. So we broke that down about as good as you can. Lucas, his main thing right now is he decided to use the bumper, he better go. And I think that's exactly what he's going to do here. Get ready to go green here with just 20 laps to go here, Jonah. Barney's got the green flag in hand. Green flag is out. Lucas spins the tires, but so does the 04. So they both spin the tires. That's going to allow Lucas to get away. And that's exactly what he needed, I believe.
Yeah, that checked the whole field up. Everybody, made contact there between the 03 and the 73. But Lucas pulling away just a little bit. But that 04 truck holding on strong for the age of his tires. He's trying to get back to him. I know if he gets back to him, he's going to use the bumper. 100%.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, he's already shown that he's willing to do that here, and he is pretty dang close. Watch this battle. Here he goes down into the corner. We're going to go on board with Christopher McCullough. He is there. Lucas not doing what he needs to do. Oh, my goodness. And Chris going to get loose, and he is, oh, my goodness, was really trying to get that truck to rotate, and it just did not want to, and he's going to lose a ton of time. And with only 8 laps to go, I think Lucas can breathe a sigh of relief, as he's got about 4/10, which is plenty, and the 04 just struggling here. You can see he is really trying to push that truck, but the front tires just sliding off the corner, and that's bringing in Kenneth McCullough right to his back bumper. We'll see how patient he is with Eric Parts right behind him. So a lot that can happen up here up at the front, but right now Lucas Lyons has about a 3/10 of a second lead over the 04.
Yeah, that was my worry with how hard he was pushing it into that corner, trying to get to Lucas's bumper. I feel like he burned the right front off the tires just in a few laps there. It just seems like all of his speed, he lost it in about a span of 2 laps, and now he's falling back, gaining a little bit back on Lucas. I think Lucas being a little conservative, but the 73 truck all over the back of Kenneth McCullough. I mean, this race has been over. Eric Parks is one of the fastest trucks on the track right now, and if he can get by one of these guys, he might be able to get up there and race for the lead.
Yeah, I think your analysis for the 04 is 100% right. I think that one time, all it takes is one time to really push that right front. He pushed so hard that the whole truck, his four-wheel slid towards the wall. And I think when he did that right front heated up. But he's going to take caution's out. It's like Bobby Hall again goes around. And, man, look, a mess up here.
Little parking lot. The truck's facing all sorts of different directions.
Yeah, you got David Brackett. I can't tell who that is. I think it's Jeremy Vaughn in that 2 truck.
Yeah.
Lucas Lyons did not want to see that caution, but I think if you're Lucas, you got to know it's coming.
Yeah, you got to know it's coming. You know, he set the precedent earlier, like you said, with the bumper. Now it's to be expected back, and his best hope is that, you know, Chris and Kenneth go down there and spin their tires on the restart like they did last time, so he can get a little bit of a gap. Otherwise, you know, we're going to replay this all over again. And don't look now, but Barrett Morton's up to 6th place. So, you know, a while ago we looked and he was at 16th. He's gained 10 spots over the last couple of restarts. I don't think he's going to be able to contend for the win, but, you know, they get up here and wreck each other. Anything could happen.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go take a look at the replay of what happened there. It started with the 28 of Joshua Clemens, and let's see what happened. Going to get a little bit loose off the corner, make a little contact with the 94, and then it's just sort of a guy's just trying to get through that wreck. See, the 24 is he just can't get away from these things. Sean Kaiser has just been trying the best he can to get back up towards the front, and just wreck after wreck, and he is around each one of them as you watch the wreck happen in front of him. He's like, not again. But this time does a great job
in his truck, and it goes out and wrecks in front of him.
Hey, a fantastic job though that time, as he was able to make it through that wreck and didn't make not one dadgum bit of contact. As we'll watch from sort of a far chase cam and see what that looked like from his point of view. But look, just trucks going everywhere, making contact. He's able to kind of squeeze there as the radiator goes across the track, and just a good drive there. Well, all right. Well, this is going to set the stage Lucas had to have been feeling so good. He was like, man, I've done it. The 04 got a little bit loose, a little bit tight, and was able to get away from him. But now, now the 04 is going to get a chance to cool that right front off under this caution. And he ain't forgetting. You know, sim racers and real racers, they never forget anything, Jonah.
Yeah, you can go weeks, months, seasons. They don't forget. Yeah, he's just biding his time. He's sizing him up. He's thinking how he's going to do it in his head, and it's not going to go how he wants it to go. I can tell you that from experience. Every time you set up something the way you want it to go, it's going to go the complete opposite. So I can't wait to see this. It's going to be a good finish.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's got a lot of potential, and I think the fireworks up front could open the door for somebody like Chad Ross and Daniel Cunningham, who got those fresher tires. We were watching him slowly try to make his way through the field and wasn't making much progress, but he is up into the 7th position. So, never know. Never know what could happen. We've already seen some pretty big wrecks, so we'll see how this plays out as Lucas Lyon is going to lead us down. Pace car pull off first of 3 green-white checkers, and man, the 04 again spins his tires. Going to put him behind the 8 ball. He's going to drive down to the corner and push up into Eric Parks. They're going to try to get a good drive off and clear him. He's not quite clear. He does now. So the 04 back up into second. The 9 of Barrett Morton working that top side. He is trying to make some movement, and oh my goodness, they're going to be 3 wide for second place here.
Heck of a race. Barrett Morton on those fresh tires. He's got fresher tires than anybody in the field except for the leader, Lucas Lyons. Eric Parks, Nolan on the low side. He's fighting a couple of teammates. He's got Christopher McCullough in front of him. He's got Kenneth McCullough behind him. They're trying to use the bumper. Nowhere to go. And Lucas Lyons is going to win the race. And second place is going to go to Christopher McCullough as they wreck coming off turn 4.
Yeah, just incredible. Great job by Lucas Lyons, who takes home the victory tonight with that strategy, with that bump and run, and wasn't the 04 not able to get back to him. Does a great drive and comes away with the victory. Congratulations to Lucas. I was so dadgum enamored by what was going on back there. Lucas crossed the start-finish line, and I'm looking at that dadgum camera from the rear end. But what a great race, Jonah. That was a lot of fun. North Wilkesboro, that's why it's back. Just because it offers some really fantastic racing. And, man, I tell you what, Lucas Lyon just making incredible pit calls to pit when he did, take those 4 tires, and able to use the bumper and not cause a wreck and come away with the victory. Just impressive. Started 9th, come away with the lead. Just a great drive by that 25 Monster Energy Ford F-150.
Great win indeed. That's going to lock him into the playoffs with that win. Another JC Motorsports driver getting into the playoffs. Interested to see what his strategy is going to be for the season here on out. Second place, Christopher McCullough. He was fast. He had a chance to win this race. And, you know, Lucas just had the fresher tires at the end. And then Eric Parks, 2 rookies in the top 3. Good to see those guys up front and finishing well. And then Barrett Morton 5th. Daniel Cunningham's going to round out your top 5, also another rookie.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and go through the results while we're watching Lucas Lyon burn them down, just continuing to celebrate as he is. I think he blew the motor finally, so good for him. I mean, just used it up. Let's go look at the results and see where everybody finished. Lucas Lyons, Christopher McCullough, like you said, Eric Parks, Barrett Morton in that 4th position, and Daniel Cunningham with the top 5. That'll be a good point stay for him. Chad Ross going to come home in 6th. 7th is Michael Robinson. Kenneth McCullough going to have a little bit of trouble there at the end. It falls back to 8th as they kind of wrecked across the line. Joshua Clemens in 9th and Bobby Hall Jr. in 10th.
11th be Alex Healy, Flex Motorsports. Wes Wiggin in 12th. Kayla Steffes. Kaufman in 14th. Sean Kaiser in 15th. Got Sheets in 16th. McFarland 17th. Daniel Worthington in 18th. Jeremy Vaughn in 19th. Jeremiah Hobbs in 20th.
21st is Drew Prohl. Peyton Hubbard, man, just a disappointing finish, I'm sure, for him. One spin that wasn't his fault, and then just drove in too deep trying to get that second position. He is going to finish in 22nd, so Daniel Cunningham going to be able to close up that points, maybe even pass him in the point standings. Dakota Shepard going to come home in 23rd. 24th is going to be Cody Anderson. 25th, David Brackett, and all these folks are multiple laps down. David Brackett in 25th. Thomas Hall in 26th. 27th is Ron Morris Jr. 29th is Brian Terry. And then I don't know why it says my time in the score is all goofed up. It looks like 28th is Brian Terry. John Mollahan, and then Carlton Charles going to round out the 30th. I don't know what's going on there, but well, man, oh man, what a fun race! I didn't know what to expect tonight. I came in with a clean slate, had never been able to watch any of these races, and man, they really put on a great show tonight. Well, gonna start with Eric Parks and see what he thought. Finished in 3rd position. And we'll get him in here in just a second as I try to find him. There he is. Bring Eric Parks in here. Eric, this Eddie and Jonah in the booth. You got a copy? Eric Parks, this Eddie and Jonah in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, what a fantastic race. You were kind of quiet up there. Just started in 7th. And moved your way up into the top 5 in there at the end, just battling hard to try to get up there and get that win. But 3rd place, fantastic finish. Talk a little bit about your race. Tell me about what happened, and talk me through that last restart there as you were trying to get past and get that 2nd position.
Yeah, top 3, I'll take it for sure. But, yeah, when that one caution come out and those behind us went to pit, I thought we might be in trouble on our strategy at that point. But I think the fresher tires prevailed for the most part coming up. But, yeah, I was hoping on that last restart, those front 2 was going to open the gates for me and clear a path. But they kept it clean, and it was some good, fun, hard racing up there.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about. I mean, you were able to move up through the top 5. That's some of the hardest racing that you'll ever get, and you're able to get up to 3rd. What success were you having making passes on folks? What do you think was the best success that you had? Were you able to run the top, the bottom? Where were you finding speed tonight?
Yeah, I could run both, but that top line on the restarts was the place to be. I knew when I got stuck on the bottom, I was going to lose 1 or 2, but that kind of put me in the position for the next caution. So it played to my favor there at the end to put me on that top side. So, but I had the fresher tires, a little bit fresher than Christopher, I think, but I just couldn't quite get him there at the end. But it was good fun racing though.
Well, a 3rd place finish out of 30 drivers. That is really, really impressive by you, Eric. And man, as always, we'd like to give you some time to shout out your sponsors, friends, family, anybody that may be watching. Who you got?
Oh yeah. I want to thank my team 3, Chad and Steven and Jim and Michaela. And then thank you all for everything y'all do, and all the guys over at Bluegrass for putting this thing on. I know they put a lot of work into it, and I appreciate everything they do. And just want to thank the good Lord above for all his blessings, and my mom and dad, give him a shout. I think they're out watching. So appreciate what y'all do for us.
All right, there you have it. 3rd place, Eric Parks, who comes home with a fantastic finish. And now let's get 2nd place. I think Jonah is caught up with Christopher McCullough.
Hey, Chris, Jonah Colbert, Eddie Smith up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, gentlemen, I got you.
Hey, man, great finish there. 2nd place tonight. We didn't hear a lot of you, early in the race, but next thing we know, we looked up and you're up there in the lead after all those pit stops. Tell me a little bit about your race. How'd you get up front?
Yeah, it started off a little rocky. I got put into the wall early, and I went to the back, fixed a little bit of damage, and worked my way back through there. We had a chance for a pit strategy there. We had a caution that was going to leave us about 1 lap, 2 laps out of our window from making it. We figured there'd be a lot of cautions at the end, so we'd be able to save plenty. So we decided to pit, and then the next caution, everybody else pit, and we cycled around to the lead.
Well, saw you had a great battle with Lucas up front. It was a blast watching it. Y'all were just giving the bumper to each other back and forth, but y'all managed to keep it clean. Did you think you had anything left for him there at the end? I know his tires were a few laps fresher than yours, but for the most part, y'all's speed was pretty much similar.
Yeah, he dove it in there and moved me out the way. I wasn't expecting that. I try to race everybody clean. I owe him 1 now. I tried to give him back to him, but I didn't want to spin him and get an EOL. I needed a decent points finish. And 2nd place points is a lot better than getting EOL'd and getting back there in the wreck. So I owe him 1. I owe Peyton 1 too from Bristol Dirt. I haven't forgot, but I'm trying to earn a little respect out here. I've been dumped out of the lead a couple times now without even getting a chance to race. So we'll see how it plays out the rest of the season.
Well, man, McCullough Motorsports, you guys have been fast all season long. You know, it's just you got to build that consistency, and I see you guys doing it week in, week out. You're getting faster, getting faster. Saw you both running up there in the top three, all there towards the end of the race. Who do you got to thank for tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank my teammates, McCullough Motorsports. We've had some rough couple weeks, but we showed some pace, so it could always be worse. This McCullough Motorsports Chevrolet Silverado was quick. I got to thank all the admins that manage this league and run it. I got to thank all the drivers because overall it's a fun league to run. Everybody is pretty respectful. Just got to do a little better on minimizing my mistakes. Make sure I make my payments on time and quit hurting myself for no reason. So.
Well, all right, man. Keep working at it. We'll be talking to you again soon. Go ahead and go celebrate that second place, man.
Thank you, gentlemen. Y'all have a good night.
Yep. Well, Eddie, like you said, the sim racers, they don't forget. He's got a list.
I had a big old smile on my face when he said that, as he did not forget at all, and he won't. So we'll get our winner in here. Lucas Lyons, your race winner tonight, led 34 laps after starting in the 9th position. Lucas, you got a copy?
That I do.
Well, that Monster Energy Ford F-150 was fast tonight. You got up towards the front, and then there at the end had some pit strategy. Kind of mired yourself back in traffic about 62 laps before the finish. But I felt like that was the right call, a good time to pit. What was your thought process, and did you feel the same way?
At first I was just riding behind Barrett. Now I told him straight up, I'm like, hey man, whatever you do, I'll do with you, just so we're together. And if someone's behind you, or you're not going to get ran over, punted into the wall or anything. It kind of sucks that Barrett kind of got stuck on the bottom there, which put him further back into the field than he hoped. And I just, after the pit stop and I started gaining spots on that outside, I was like, maybe that was the right call to do. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think I had anything coming into the night at all.
Well, you come away with the victory. Now we have to ask you that bump to the 04 Christopher McCullough. You were able to successfully make that pass, and it was a quicker way to make the pass for sure. But how worried were you after you completed that pass that he was going to get back to you and return the favor?
I was pretty worried, I'll be honest. I thought I did a clean bump. I didn't take him out or anything. I just moved him up about 2 lanes and then try to get the dive on the exit towards the bottom and then try to get up in front of him that way. But as soon as he got behind me and I didn't have the gap I really wanted, every time I was looking to the corner, I was looking back in my mirror and I was actually going slower into the corner than I really wanted to in case he did give me the bump, and I'd still be in the speed that I wanted to be in normally, so I could still make the corner and not get shoved up as high as he probably wanted to. But those cautions really scared me a lot there at the end. With him, I was really worried something was going to happen, like what happened between me and Peyton when I took right sides only, and both our nights that way. But it kind of paid off having 4 on the outside. I did spin the tires every restart that time, but kind of shocked he did too. If he didn't, I think the outcome would have been a little bit different, But he ended up spinning it, and I know he's going to think that he's going to have a favor to pay, but I thought it was clean. It's short track racing. You see that Martinsville and Bristol all the time. But I'm not going to be mad if he repays it at all. I just ask that he doesn't wreck me.
Well, Lucas, congrats, man. As team owner, I love seeing you guys win. Obviously, I'm biased. It's got to give you some momentum going into the playoffs. You got the stress off your back for those next 2 weeks. You can kind of relax and just go out there and race for fun. You think you've got a chance to make a run through the playoffs this season?
I feel like I'm kind of like an underdog coming into the playoffs. I've given up a few. I gave up a win at Michigan, I feel like, getting stuck behind traffic and only coming on P3. I felt like I could have grabbed the win there, and a few other tracks with bad luck and stuff like that. But it's definitely going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. I got one win last year in the second race. And this is a lot later than I really wanted to come back to victory lane. But I definitely have a lot of work cut out for me for the rest of the season.
Well, an impressive win. I mean, winning North Wilkesboro is something that I just love to do. And I think it's a great place to show off your talent tonight. Just good strategy and making the pit, the pit calls at the right time. Everybody was trying different things. I think if a few laps, if we had about 10, 15 more laps, I think your teammate Daniel Cunningham may have had a winning strategy as well. But your timing was just right, able to get out to the lead and never really gave it back up. Led 34 laps tonight. So congratulations, Lucas. And as always, man, who do you got to thank? Any sponsor shout-outs?
I want to go ahead and give a shout-out to my dad, if he's watching, my mom, my whole entire family, all of them. I want to give a shout-out to JC Motorsports, Barrett, Daniel coming home in the top 5. Kind of sucks for Sean. He had a fast truck tonight, only coming home 15th. Everyone, Jonah Colbert for having me on the team. Fearless Creations, Coalfield Asphalt Refinishing. I had a Mad Fast Ken Block throwback for this race. He was a great dude. But I want to thank you for coming on a short notice and putting this on. Thank for everyone at Bluegrass putting this on.
All right. Well, there you have. Congratulations again, Lucas. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Just a fantastic race. Your race winner, Lucas Lyons, and just an amazing race. It was a lot of fun. The trucks, they always put on a good show at the short tracks, and, man, just a lot of fun. Jonah, any closing thoughts?
This race was everything I wanted it to be, honestly. We got the updated damage model with the trucks. We got some beating. We got some banging. We had a bump and run for the win. We had retaliation. We had some three-wide racing. We had a little bit of everything. And, I mean, ultimately, it put on a good show, and I'm satisfied, and I can't wait for tomorrow in the Xfinity race.
All right. Well, I got a message from the boss man. He wants to come up in here and talk, so let's bring him up in here. Jason Collins. Jason Collins, is Eddie in? Jonah in the booth. Got a copy?
Hey, what's up, guys? I have a quick question for you, Eddie. Since I'm going to put you on the spot real quick since we're on air. You did a fantastic job, man. Everybody's praising the broadcast tonight. I was given the green light by our other guy on Wednesday night to go ahead and offer this to you. We want to offer you to do all 3 of our races for this series, man, if you'd be interested.
Well, let's talk off broadcast and talk after the race. You put me on the spot here. We'll talk about that later. But hey, look, I just appreciate somebody thinking about me and bringing us on and sort of connecting to a great league and some fun broadcasting. So glad to be able to do it, and looking forward to some more races with y'all. So definitely appreciate it. But
yes,
yeah, let's talk after the broadcast, and maybe we can come up with something. But definitely appreciate y'all bringing me on at short notice.
Yeah, man. Everyone's praised your job tonight, and I just wanted to put it out there so that everybody knew that we would love to have you, man. So we will definitely talk about it after this. But thanks. Go ahead and do your thing, brother.
Jason, that was the equivalent of proposing to a woman in a stadium of about 80,000.
I know, right? That's why I was like, I'm gonna just do it, bro. I'm just gonna go for it, swing it here. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, thanks for putting me on the spot, Jason. I'm going to move you out real quick as we get ready to close this thing out, but definitely appreciate him bringing us on and all his help getting this thing going. But, man, just a great race. I do want to take some time. If you're watching, and I said I would never be this way, but I don't do it for the money. I don't want subscriptions for the money. I don't do it for that. We want exposure. We do a lot of cross promotion. We have leagues that we broadcast almost every night of the week on our 3 different channels, and we want to try to help with exposure for not only our other leagues but also Bluegrass, as we have some cross promotion. So I know some of you are watching on Bluegrass TV, and we cannot wait to continue that as a place for people who know where it's at to come see it. But if you can, do me a favor. Head over to V-Speed Racing Network. We're also live there, and if you will, shoot a little subscription on there and help us get those numbers up so we can continue to cross promote and promote each other's leagues. We all, a rising tide rises all ships, and so We kind of want to do that. Definitely go check out V-Speed, the main channel. Bradley Cooper does some amazing work over there, some really cool leagues. So definitely go subscribe to that one as well. And V-Speed 2, if you got a Friday night that's free, come watch the Champion Motorsports series and see. I got to tell you, I've got an ace in the hole. I don't even know if that's the right phrasing, but I got an ace, and his name is Alec Martinez. Go check out V-Speed 2 and the Champion Motorsports Friday Night Truck Series. Man, he is unbelievable. 17-year-old kid who will out-broadcast anybody. Just a lot of fun. Brings my energy up. I have to try to match him, and it's a lot of fun. But definitely go, if you don't mind, subscribe to those channels, and we're looking forward to being a part of Bluegrass more and more. So thank y'all very much. Thank you for watching. For Adam Baker, Bradley Cooper, Alec Martinez, Eddie, Jonah, thank you for joining me in the booth tonight. You added a lot of really high-quality analysis, and definitely appreciate you jumping up in here with me. But want to thank everybody for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed it. We are always glad to bring you some awesome broadcasts and looking forward to continue that down the road. So y'all have a great night, and we will see y'all tomorrow night for the Xfinity Series that we are going to be taking on the same track. We're going to get these cars out on the track at North Wilkesboro and just light it up. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come on back tomorrow night, same time, same channels. Watch them both. That's what I say. I say pull up Bluegrass TV and then also pull up V-Speed Racing Network at the same time, 2 different tabs. That's what you ought to do. So anyway, y'all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow night.